And we're hoping we'll be joined by other people. This is a free Zoom informational session, question and answer, about the Wise Woman Retreat that's going to be held July 23rd through July 26th, 2020 at Seven Oaks Retreat Center in Madison, Virginia. So we just wanted to have an informal Q&A and give you some background, have you meet us, learn a little bit about us. So what we're going to do, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself first, and then Melinda will introduce herself. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of background on the history of the Wise Woman Retreat, why I'm doing it, what's the reason, and my intentions for that. And then there'll be time for question and answers. So I've been a psychotherapist, licensed clinical social worker, and expressive art therapist for probably almost 50 years now. Kind of freaky to say that, but it's actually true. And I've worked in all kinds of settings across the board. But one of my long-term settings, which I did for over 15 years, was to co-direct the Women's Growth and Therapy Center in Washington, D.C. And during that time, I did individual, couples, group therapy and workshops for women of all different backgrounds and all different issues. And I came to really love that work as a feminist during that time. I worked a lot with Jungian archetypes, which I'll talk a little bit about in a while, and different types of psychotherapy. But I really did love also transpersonal psychotherapy, which are really the two mainstays of the Women's Retreat. So I did that for 15 years. And I also ran art therapy groups. And then I learned at one point about doing ceremony for people. I wanted to conduct weddings, but I also found that there are many coming of age ceremonies that you can conduct, and that women over 50 have a bit of a crisis on their hands. I'm sure you're doing well, and everybody does well to some extent, but crisis, which equals opportunity, happens around age 50 because it's a change of life. It's a threshold moment, just like when you're a teenager and you first get your period and you enter your teenage years. 50 is marked often by the end of our period or menses, where we change from our mother years, where we're very productive and initiating things for others, into a different stage of life. And there's often some loss involved in that. So I switched from doing this psychotherapy to creating workshops and ceremonies. And about 6 years ago, I did my first Wise Woman weekend retreat on the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. And I had a group of wonderful women there of all different ages, who, some of whom were worried, depressed about getting older and navigating the new territory of their lives, and others just eager to learn and be with like-minded women. So we spent 2 days and 2 nights exploring some of these issues, looking at role models, looking at things that no longer served us in our life, things that we needed to let go of, and dealing with some loss around that, which happened at every threshold moment. So that was a wonderful experience. We also did a ceremony where we crossed the threshold of aging as queens and also crones. You can ask me about that later if you have questions about those two archetypes, which you might. And I did it, so that was 4 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I did a second one in Madison, Virginia at Seven Oaks Retreat Center. And again, it was a wonderful experience. This time we were up in the mountains and we could hike, and there's a little lazy river there. You can take an inner tube trip down the little lazy river. You can lie in a hammock. You have food from an organic garden in a beautiful setting. And it was so successful, I decided to do it again. So in 2020, I've extended it to 3 nights. It was 2 nights, the prior 2 ones. Everybody really wished it was 1 more day so that we had some time for relaxation, a little R&R, and maybe even get a massage or take a little hike, do some writing. It's just a chance for you to, I call it, retreat yourself. You're pulling away from your ordinary life and you're treating yourself to a time when you can reflect with like-minded women. You can learn some new things about this stage of your life, and you can come to some new ideas and conclusions and feel empowered around this. So I'm going to turn it over to Melinda now to tell you a little bit about herself, and we'll come back to this material and more in just a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Melinda. I am just finishing up. I have just graduating with a master's in transpersonal psychology. My previous background was in technology. So I am at that stage in my life where I am making some changes of my own, and looking forward to finding more work that is that lends itself to helping others find purpose and meaning in their lives. And in that vein, I have furthered my studies, both with the master's program and also with meditation, various meditation styles. I enjoy teaching meditation to a wide range of people. I'm also a tribal fusion dancer, which is based in belly dance, and I enjoy sharing movement with others. I have taught belly dance to women of all ages, and I also enjoy performing. I also have a varied art background. I do Zen photography, and I also am a mixed media artist. So I enjoy sharing all of those activities with others. I find that art and movement help you remove yourself from the everyday life and gives you an opportunity to realize things that you wouldn't. You gain insights from doing these activities. So I have led a few workshops, and I'm looking forward to working with Sally and all of you as we venture forward to find our best selves and find meaning now and going forward, as we look both back and let go, and then look forward to many opportunities that we have for enriching our lives for many years to come.
Thank you so much. I should say that I am absolutely thrilled that Melinda is joining me. It's the first time I'm having a co-leader, and we met in a dance movement class at the Dance Exchange in Washington, D.C. This is a program that believes that any person of any age, of any body type or shape can dance and move. And we take a dance class that includes participants from age about 6 months old to probably 85 or older. And it's a wonderful, inspiring way to work. And so part of what we're doing is breaking these ideas, these barriers that we self-imposed and imposed by others, that we have ideas about ourselves, about moving. And I know that Melinda's going to lead us in some great movement exercises. And you don't have to be experienced. You don't even have to like doing it to join us, but I guarantee you will. It's infectious and it's fun. Movement is not my strong point, and I really look forward to this class every week. So I'm more of a visual artist, and a little bit of the psychodrama. So we're going to include all kinds of experiential activities, and it will be paced slowly so that there is time for you to reflect. So I say this retreat is about retreating, relaxing, being playful, authentic, exploring, having fun, discovering, learning, and having new insights. And we do this mindfully, sensitively, and creating a very safe environment so that everybody works at their own pace and everyone feels included. So a lot of what we do is building trust. So we're going to anticipate some of your questions. Melinda's going to ask them, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. And you can chime in too.
A few of the questions that we have had from people who have had interest in the program and that you've had before from your previous retreats include things like, this retreat says that it is for women over 50. I'm close to 50, or I'll be 50 at the end of the year. Is this still a retreat for me? I'm very interested in attending.
I put a number because 50, for me, that was a changing point. It's just a number. So if you're interested in coming to this group and you haven't quite reached 50 and you're interested, all you have to do is call me and talk to me or send me an email, and probably you can come. So I don't have any problem with that. It's a small group, so we won't have more than about 12 to 14 participants. So you should know that. I do want to say one other thing about that. We have an early bird special. I believe it is, if you sign up by, I think it's April 23rd. And you go to my website, sallybrooker.com, and just click on the event, you'll see. But there is an early bird fee for that. So, and we are starting to fill up. So just so you know that. Okay, next question.
I have a little bit of a mobility challenge. Would I still be able to participate in this retreat?
Yes. There is a little bit of walking and moving around involved, and we are outside. So some of the ground may not be paved, but you're not going to be walking very far, and it is accessible to a car pickup, even if you need that from the cabin. So we're staying in a place called the Oak House. It's a lovely small house that has a living room and a kitchen. And it has bedrooms on the first floor and the second floor. These are shared bedrooms. It's dormitory style. So there are going to be numerous beds in each room, just so you know that. If you don't like stairs, you can definitely stay downstairs. So, and if you have a scooter or some device to get around, that's not a problem at all. It should be fine.
I don't have any experience with art. I'm just all thumbs when it comes to that. Will I still be able to get something from this retreat and these activities?
Yeah, and I think Melinda and I both probably agree that everyone can move and everyone can move a pencil or a drawing utensil. We're not about the product. This isn't a professional dance, art program, music. I cannot carry a tune, but I will be singing, I guarantee it. And some of this is just getting over that, because the arts are just the most perfect avenue into our hearts and our souls. And we are all inherently creative. These are just tools that we use. And we're equipped to show you how to do that. I can teach you to write a poem. In about 10 minutes, you'll write a beautiful poem. That I can guarantee. So yes, please don't let that hold you back.
And I have some dietary restrictions. Will that be able to be accommodated?
We are so lucky to be at Seven Oaks. First of all, they have a huge organic garden. And second of all, or first of all, they're very sensitive to your dietary needs.